I think skiing to me, it's, besides my family, it's something that I suppose you could say defines me to a certain extent. It's part of what I've been doing for more time that I've been on the planet than not. And it's something that's I suppose is connected, without sounding corny, to my soul to a certain extent. And I think, when you put your skis on, and slide down to the lift first thing in the morning, there's no better feeling that I could think of, and especially to be fortunate enough to be able to do it for a job. And yeah, it's amazing. So I guess it's a huge part of my life. It's a job or a career, but it's something that moves me on a daily basis. Floating through powder, it is one of those, I suppose it's one of those cliches where you can't really put it in to words. It's a feeling, it's like that. It's this lightness, like this weightlessness, but still feeling like you capture some energy, and it's muffled kind of explosions of snow, and it's in your face and over your head. Man, like the snow here, it's so hard to describe, but it's like nothing else, like that skiing on a cloud kind of feeling, I guess. Who knows what skiing on a cloud's like, but it's got to be something close to this. Like for everything that people say about skiing powder, I think sometimes a perfectly buffed groomer is a pretty special feeling too. Our team on the mountain here, they do an unbelievable job in maintaining the slopes and the terrain. So you can just point it down the hill and arc some nice big turns, big GS style turns, and feel the ski load underneath and direct that energy into the next turn, and it's one arc into the next. It's that power kind of that you get out of the skis and that rebound and feeling from the snow. It's pretty awesome. How I ended up at Big White, I suppose it's like a lot of things, a friend of a friend of a friend kind of scenario. I'd been working in Banff and at Lake Louise for off and on 12 years. I spent some time in Colorado. I was a ski school director in Ontario as well, and a friend said that they'd heard that there might be an opening here at Big White, so I did a bit of checking and made a couple of calls and was invited to apply. Did an interview, and then the very next day I was out here checking out the resort. I'd only been here once in the summer before, and heard about it, of course, as you would, but never actually skied here until opening day my first year. On the weekends prior to working, I'd hiked around the mountain, and man, it was just way bigger than I thought it was going to be, and just totally blown away. So rugged and gnarly looking in quite a few spots that I was really looking forward to getting out skiing. We had a great opening that year, so I got to go up on the mountain, and I went up on the first chairlift, and was those feelings in the summer of how awesome the place was just kind of really sunk in. The views and the scenery and seeing the snow at the top of the mountain, it changed the complexion of the place completely. So yeah, I was pretty stoked, actually. Would be probably the best way to describe it. And then going for that first slide and feeling how awesome the snow is, man, it just figured, yeah, this is it, this is the place. I think the thing that attracts me most to Big White is the mountain itself. I think, I spent a lot of time as a whitewater rafting guide. Used to do that in the summers, and then the skiing thing in the winters. And then moving here, I essentially retired from rafting, but I think there's just something special that you can find on a river, sitting in a kayak or or standing up at the top of the mountain, you know, with the wind blowing a little bit and watching the snow swirl around, or, you know, catching a sunrise on the mountain, or maybe in a sunset. You know, it's just kind of a special feel, and I think that's what I like most about Big White. Probably one of the most appealing things about Big White to me is the variety of terrain. You know, a lot of places you just get a varying degree of slope, whereas at Big White there's all sorts of twists and turns and rolls and things like that. Like the whole mountain's almost like a natural terrain park to a certain extent. You've got some great steep stuff, like in the cliff, and then into the trees in the Easter Shoots, which is amazing. And then over on the Gem Lake side of things, that's where you'll find the really interesting stuff, you know? Like you might even find yourself going uphill on some runs and then diving down over a roll, and then it corkscrews down through into some glades or something like that. But there's a little bit of something for everybody, you know, where down the road we're going to get a big snowfall, and then you're off into the glades and into the trees, and it's boot top, knee height, maybe even mid thigh sometimes, over your head on occasional days. But it's something here, you know. I've been fortunate enough to ski at a lot of places around the world, and incredible ski resorts too, you know. And the one thing though that means the most to me in terms of skiing is great snow. You know, you can have the best view in the world, but if it's not accompanied with great snow, well, you got yourself a good view, right? But here, I think we've got the best snow. It's that, you know, to coin a phrase, that Okanagan champagne powder you might hear about, it's a different consistency. It's almost buttery sometimes, kind of creamy. It's not super cold where it's just blowing away, but it's certainly not that coastal wet stuff. It's that happy medium, you know, that Goldilocks story. It's just right. With Big White being as big as it is, you know, there's all sorts of different aspects of the mountain where you can see different types of snow conditions, even in a day, you know. Long runs too, you know. The vertical, it's about just a little over 2,500 feet, and the longest run, the Around the World route, from the top of the T-bar down to the bottom of Gem Lake is 7.4 kilometers. You know, that's a bit of a thigh burner. You know, that's Europe length runs. You know, you don't see that too often. And with the village elevation at about 5,000 feet and the top of the mountain just over 7,600 feet, that's what creates those great snow conditions. But you know, we've got a great mix of alpine. You know, you've got the bluebird, sunshiny day up in the snow ghosts and that kind of opportunity. But then, you know, when the storm moves in, we also have some lower mountain terrain where you're in some glades and some trees, like at the bottom of the Gem or maybe even the Black Forest. So, you know, the mountain skis really well in all sorts of conditions and all sorts of snow conditions too. My favorite stuff to ski here, it's really situational, you know. Like if we get a big dump of snow, you'll find me in the Easter Shoots for sure. It's just right off maybe I shouldn't say, but it's just off the back of the bullet, and it's super fun. It's a bit of a short shot, but it's wicked steep, and the snow just seems to load in there. So if we've got you know, 25-30 centimeters on the snow report, the Easter Shoots generally ski more like 40, 45, maybe even 50 if it was a windy snowfall. So big snow day, that's probably where you'd find me. But sunshiny kind of spring, ripping up the groomers. You know, I really like the pitch on Born to Run. I think that's pretty cool. And then also, yeah, just those front side blue runs, Paradise and Exhibition and Perfection. They're really fun on a groomer. And then favorite bump run would be Dragon's Tongue. That's a really good test. It's one of the more intimidating bump runs you'll come across. That, and then maybe off the powder chair on the flagpole Flagpole's got some really steep bumps where it's almost like in some spots it's like a staircase where you can drop from one bump to the next. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite spot. You know, I suppose I have a favorite for the day, or favorite for the conditions, favorite for the weather. The village on the mountain here, it's purpose built, and it's built just slightly up the slope, so it's super convenient for ski in, ski out. You know, it's not a case of having to lug your gear to get uphill to a lift or anything like that. Everything funnels down into the village and is jam-packed with all sorts of amenities, shops and restaurants, the ski school, the rentals, lift tickets, you name it. It all can be found in that one central hub. A lot of places you've got those village amenities, but you're kind of a long way from the lift. Or you're ski in, ski out, but you're not super convenient to the village. Whereas here, it's all in the same place, in the same hub. I'm probably one of the luckiest guys on the planet that my house is ski in, ski out, and my office is ski in, ski out. I don't know too many people that have that ability, so I can pop home sometimes at lunch and visit with my wife and daughter, or I can just duck out of the office door and throw my skis on and slide down to the lift. That ski in, ski out option that we do have here really gives you some flexibility. You know, you're not beholden to any sort of bus schedule. You can call it a day whenever you want. You can start whenever you want. You can pop into your own condo for lunch, or you can hang out in the village at one of the patios and barbecues that are going down there, which are awesome. So that village feel is really something that's unique here at Big White. The people that come to work and play here, vacation, just the people that come up from town, there's a huge amount of seasons pass holders, so everybody's here for the same reason. This whole business, the ski business, it's about fun. The chairlifts are put in, the hotels, the places to stay, the bars, the nightlife, all that. It services the mountain itself, and that's just for skiing and riding. Everybody's got the same thing on their mind. It's a pretty cool feeling. That's the common denominator is the skiing and riding. That's what people are here for. Well, Nikki and I had Lola in May 2014, and it's a game changer, but for the best reasons ever. It's changed our lives dramatically for the best. Today was a big day. She took some of her first steps, which is pretty exciting. So it won't be long till she's out sliding. It's going to be the best thing. It's a pretty awesome place to be a kid. I think she'll have the benefit of growing up on the mountain here and skiing or snowboarding, whatever she wants to do. What do you want to do? Do you want to ski or snowboard? But we just hope that she loves it as much as we love it. But it's a pretty great opportunity for her to take advantage of, for sure. Well, I think next year, she, with her being creeping up on 2 years old, she'll be able to take advantage of some of the awesome activities, down at Happy Valley, the Mini Z's, and maybe get her out on some skates and definitely some tubing. That'll be fun. So yeah, it's going to be great to sort of live through that stuff through her eyes. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, Lola will probably start in the daycare. Yeah, that'll be fun with some of the awesome programs there, the Daycare Plus, where she'll get to meet some little friends from all over the world, which will be pretty neat, and then do some skiing or snowboarding as part of that. And well, yeah, we have plans for her to grow up on the mountain here and eventually attend the community school too. So yeah, it's all going to be great. Yeah. Well, I've been here just over a decade now, and I think one of the things that makes this place special for me is just the community and family vibe of the place. You know, it's a big place, but you'll feel like you're part of it pretty quickly, you know, and it's been family owned and operated since its inception in the 60s, you know, with the Surwa and Mervyn families. Man, they're real pioneers in the ski industry, especially out here in Western Canada. And the nature of the place since the beginning, it's always been progressive, trying to be on the leading edge of what's going on in the ski industry. You know, we've got a great freestyle program here, and I suppose it speaks to the family nature of it here, where the parents of the freestyle group themselves actually bought an airbag for the kids to train on. You know, we've got a hugely successful and popular racing program here that's community driven, with some families that have been around for forever, it seems like, that are keeping that thing going. You know, former Olympians in Gary Athens here, and then also, of course, more recently, Kelsey Surwa has had some incredible success on the world stage in ski cross. And then right on our heels is the next one, I think, out of here, is Ian Deans. That's a name you're definitely going to hear in ski circles coming up soon. So yeah, that family vibe and that family feel, but you feel like you're part of it, which is, I think, a real special thing. I think maybe not too many people know that it actually is a year-round community up here. You know, moving into summer operations, of course, is something we're really looking forward to. But there's 17,500 pillows on the mountain here. Some year-round residents. You know, there's the community school, of course. And there's our own fire department. I'm a captain in the fire department. About 36 members. Some seasonal, but most are living here year-round. And then in the wintertime, probably my favorite time of the year, I work with the Canadian Ski Instructors Alliance, training and certifying ski instructors, levels 1 through 4. And then I also work with S Media, which is ski television, as well as S Magazine, and I'm the Ski Tips presenter for that, which is super fun. Love it. It's challenging, interesting. But yeah, it's a real privilege to be able to do that, and it's something that being able to do it here at Big White as well is a real cool experience too.
Watch the tails when they come up off the snow. You want to leave your skis on the snow. You see when I kick my heels up, I reach them.
The most interesting part of shooting the ski tips for me is it's very different than teaching. You know, teaching, you watch the skier or rider that you're skiing with or riding with, and then you prescribe an approach to help them improve their skiing or riding. Whereas the ski tips, it's kind of generic, where you've just got to come up with something that might be appealing and digestible and easy to understand for the general public. And it's a very different experience. I'd rather be a little cold than a little warm, personally, so I love the snow. So the long season of being the director of snow sports is what I really look forward to. And in that responsibility, I take care of our ski and snowboard schools, kids and adults, our kids center and daycare. I work with those teams, also the mountain tours, with the Snow Host program, our adaptive snow sports program with the Powder Hounds. I interact with those guys quite a fair bit. And then also working with the Big White Racers I'm on the executive of the Big White Racers as well. Help keep things on track with our fledgling freestyle team, which is growing quite rapidly. So yeah, it's pretty full involvement of everything that's happening in the summertime. You know, things move at a little bit of a slower pace, although that's going to get ramped up with the summer programming, with the lift operating now in the summer, and some cool events on tap. But yeah, it all leads to what I love most, which is the winter. Probably one of the easiest ways to gauge your enjoyment in your job is the ease of getting out of bed in the morning. I'll tell you what, it's pretty easy for me to get out of bed to do what I do as the director of snow sports. You know, when I know that I'm going to go to work and put on my work boots, which are ski boots. Not too many people can say that they get to do that. And go skiing, you know, with some awesome people. 186 of some of the most interesting people I've ever met from around the world in the ski and board school. But then beyond that, just the rest of the team here at the resort, you know, everybody from housekeeping to lift operators, terrain park guys, food and beverage, guest services, tickets, the list goes on and on and on, right, of really cool people that are here to have a great time. And that's a real fun and special place to work. And beyond that, the people that are here on holidays. So you get to interact with people when they're here for a good time. So there's a saying in our business that my life is your vacation, and I think it's true, you know. But a significant part of what motivates us in this lifestyle is making sure that you enjoy your vacation, and that's what's really fun for all of us. I think the thing that I love most about my job is the team that I get to work with. I've got guys and girls here, 14 different countries, 17 different languages, so there's a lot of really interesting people, unique people that come from different walks of life, different backgrounds, in skiing and snowboarding, of course, but then also just in life and their perspective in general. I think that's pretty awesome. It makes it really fun and interesting. With people coming from all over the world with different levels of experience, you know, they come also with different skill sets and a bit of a different focus on what they want to accomplish and achieve here. One of the things that I'm most proud of with our ski school here is all of the pros that work in the Kids Center have asked to work there. They want to teach kids. They want to ski and ride with kids. It's not like a lot of places where, you know, you're a brand new instructor, so here, teach beginner kids, that's it. All of our guys want to be there. All of our adults pros have asked to work with adults because that's really what they specialize in. Being able to specialize in that, I think, is what gives our Big White Ski and Board School product a bit of a unique flair. Well, we're absolutely passionate about improving and constant improvement. You know, our training program in the Ski and Board School is very thorough. We train every morning and every afternoon in all aspects of teaching skiing and teaching snowboarding as well. You know, it's something where I think actually one of the best things about skiing and snowboarding is there's always room to be better, whether that's teaching it or your skills on your skis or on your board, and that's what's interesting. We've worked hard to position ourselves as one of the best ski and board schools in the world. I believe that we are. And that's just hand in hand with working at one of the best ski resorts in the world, you know, and all of the other teams on the mountain, all of the departments, they're contributing in areas that they've chosen to participate in and knocking it out of the park. You know, everybody here on our team at Big White has a role to play, and we try to be the absolute best that we can be at it. Big White's definitely a really special place for me and my family. The mountain itself, it's fun, you know, it's the incredible terrain, incredible snow. I love the community feel and the vibe here, and being a part of that community. My co-workers are really special and just as passionate about skiing and snowboarding as I am, so it's not too hard to get out of bed for work in the morning, I'll tell you that much. You know, it's yeah, I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. As for the future, who knows you know, where you'd be in 30 years from now, like maybe skiing with grandkids, who knows, but I hope that it's something to do with skiing and being in the mountains and skiing and or snowboarding with her. But I suppose right now we're just trying to live in the moment and take advantage of all of the things that are awesome about living and working here.